get my voice too?
Yes.
How would you feel if I told you that you had the potential to unknowingly infect a baby with what might be a death sentence, but that you also could easily prevent this through one simple step? I'm going to tell you that both of these are in fact possible. Pertussis, also known as whooping cough, is a highly contagious, potentially deadly disease that you can spread before you even know that you have it or any symptoms show. However, in one simple step, you can help protect not only yourself, but those that are most at risk, which is the babies, through the use of a vaccine named Tdap, which stands for and protects against tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, all serious diseases, but I will be focusing on the pertussis component specifically. Not only am I a mother who watched my baby girl, who's pictured here, Savannah, die from pertussis, also known as whooping cough, at nearly 6 weeks of age, I am also a mother who has since spent 6 years learning all I can about preventing it. Because pertussis is so contagious and potentially devastating, the CDC began recommending in late 2005, a few short months after my daughter had died, that all adults and teens age 11 to 64 receive the life-saving Tdap booster vaccine every 5 to 10 years. Now let's take a more in-depth look at exactly what pertussis is and why the Tdap is so important in preventing it. As mentioned, pertussis is not only highly contagious and potentially deadly, but it's also making a severe comeback. And according to the CDC, GlaxoSmithKline, the Mayo Clinic, as well as many other respected and trusted agencies, one of the most effective ways to avoid getting it is to be vaccinated. Thankfully, however, a new vaccine was introduced for this purpose as a booster for adults and adolescents. According to the CDC, pertussis is often spread to babies through a close contact, such as a mother, a father, a babysitter, perhaps even an older sibling, who may not even realize yet that they have it. This chart, which I printed, demonstrates the rise and fall of pertussis from 1950 all the way through 2010. As you can see from the surge here, there was a recent outbreak in California, which was eventually declared an epidemic, with over 6,000 confirmed cases alone that also resulted in the deaths of 10 infants. It serves as a very sad and potent reminder of the very real threat of pertussis. Now that we have answered the why, you may be wondering where and how. You probably remember getting vaccinated against pertussis as a child, or maybe you just remember it as a disease of old, so you may wonder why you even need the Tdap. This is because immunity wanes within 5 to 10 years, and it is recommended that everyone, especially those that are going to be around a baby a year or under, receive this vaccination. I called the Hermiston Health Department as well as the Pendleton Health Department, and both offer the Tdap for just $15. It's also covered by most all insurances completely. As you can see from this information, being vaccinated is one of the most important steps you can take to help prevent the spread of this very serious disease, especially since it can be spread for up to 2 weeks before any symptoms even show up. Pertussis is a highly contagious and potentially deadly disease that is especially dangerous to children under a year old. The best defense against getting the disease is the new Tdap vaccine. When one simple and inexpensive shot can save lives, such as my daughter Savannah, there's really no excuse whatsoever not to get it. Especially as a mom who has watched the severe suffering that pertussis can inflict on both adults as well as babies, I can say that any means to prevent it is well worth it. This is a vaccine that I don't recommend without having gotten it myself. I've received it once, as well as most of my family, and it's something that I plan on staying up to date on. I hope that this was helpful, and if it can save a life, it was very much worth it. Thank you.